So to take the coping saw blade out, hold this part here against the neck of the saw, and then when you rotate the handle, you don't need to take the wooden handle all the way off, but until you've taken the handle off you won't know exactly where it's too late. So just wind it back on 1 or 2 turns. That will give you enough slack or enough play to take the blade off. So ideally you want to keep the blade on in the groove at the end of the coping saw, like this, and then poke the blade through one of the holes that you've drilled, keeping tension on the blade. You'll then tighten up the handle again, but make sure you hold this little pin. Let me see if you can. Make sure you hold the pin here, otherwise the blade will just twist and the blade will be under torsion force then and probably end up snapping. So tighten the handle up, hold this pin still as best you can, and then saw it down. Saw it downwards all the way down to this hole. So you're in this other drilled hole now. You can either saw across, which is, it's okay, but it's not the best way, or you can just take out, well, the coping saw is safely in there, the blade's not going to snap, it's not going to fall out. So we can just undo the vise, turn our project round 90 degrees, or rotate it 90 degrees, and then continue the saw downwards like this. And you can do that all the way around. And then there we go. So the piece in the middle now, you can just push that out and you've got the the rectangle completely cut out. So that just leaves us now with taking off the blade again, and I'll just put the camera over here, removing the blade from the coping saw so that you can take the saw and remove it completely from your project like this, and then fix it back up so you can return the saw neatly as you found it and to where you found it. Okay, done. So now that we have the project coming underway, the next thing we need to do is select a file. So there's quite a bit to remove from around the edges here, so I'm going to use a rasp initially and we'll see how we get on with that. I'll just use the rasp very lightly. So I have a choice of 2 different rasps here. I've got a half round rasp and then I've got the rectangular or flat rasp. Both have a flat side, a large flat side, so it doesn't matter which one I use really. And I'm going to have a look at using the flat rasp here. I'm just going to very lightly file away, very lightly, because this can do some serious damage otherwise. It's very rough, very sharp teeth. I'll just use the rasp as much as I can, probably until I'm about 1mm away from the MDF template. Got to be careful though that we don't chip away any of the back here, so don't file downwards at all, because it'll bring away any of these little bits at the back. Just to ensure it doesn't, what we can do is we can turn the product around so that the back of it's facing us, like this, and we can just add a little chamfer going up, file upwards with a file, make sure you're using the file for this, not the rasp. Just file upwards like this, so that you've removed any potential contact from this back surface to the rasp. I'll put the product back into the vise, continue using the rasp. That way, the end of the rasp now won't be able to touch or make any contact with that reverse side. So I'm nearly there with the rasp. Just a little bit more. And then, right, that's quite level now. I will finish that off with the file. I don't want to go too close to the MDF because it will just make it messy. I'm going to do the sides now. Exact same procedure. Rasp. Before I use the rasp, I'll do the chamfer on this reverse side with a file. So chamfer, rasp, and then file it. And the best thing to do before I do all that is make sure that the side that I'm going to file is facing the floor, so I'm filing parallel to the floor. So rotate your project, turn it round to do that chamfer that reverse side like this, make sure it's nice and low, and then I'm going to use the rasp to get rid of this big chunk here. So this is the side I've just done, this is the side I'm doing next. To do the chamfer on the short sides, just take the wood out of the vise, just lean it over like this. Because otherwise you wouldn't quite get the right angle with the vise taking up most of the surface area of this part of the project. So at the moment we've got this side here has been rasped, this side here has been rasped. I just need to do this one, and then we can start filing. Right, so we've done all the rasping now. All we need to do is the filing. Just make sure that there's enough chamfer on the back so that we don't split any of the wood whilst we're filing forwards. All we need to do with the filing, hold the file with the handle here in your right hand, hold the end with your left hand, and just make sure that the file stays flat and parallel to the desk, parallel to the floor. You don't want to end up filing downwards like this or upwards. You want a nice even flat file. File forwards and to the right all the time. That method is called cross filing, and because the pattern of the teeth pattern on the back of the file is diagonal, you want to be using that to your advantage. So filing forwards and to your right is the best way to make an impression in the wood surface. When you're selecting the files, you want to file one that's quite rough, really. The next step after using a rasp would be to use quite a rough file, which would be that one there is quite rough. And the way it's rough is because the distance in between the teeth is far greater than the smoother file. So this file here, the distance between the teeth is less. Look at them both together. This is the order. So it goes rasp, really rough. Then it's this one here. So a very rough file. And then it's the smoother file. 1, 2, 3. And you will file. You'll know when to stop filing because where the laser cutter has laser cut the MDF, you can see it's black there from it being burnt. When that starts to disappear or starts to clean, that means that you are level with both your piece of wood and your MDF. Okay, so we'll file that down with the second cut file. It's still about 1 millimeter up. You're still about 1 millimeter higher with the red wood than you are with the MDF. So I'm going to use the second, the rougher file first of all, just to get this down a little bit more to about probably 1/4 millimeter. Then I will select the smoother file and go over it with the smoother file until just to clean away all the burn off the MDF. See now that the burn is starting to disappear from the MDF. I'm going to leave it there now So you can see that's how it was just here, and this is how this part is now at the bottom. I'm going to leave that, and the next thing I'll do with that is with the sandpaper later on. To get the round corners, because the radius is quite short here, I'm going to get the round rasp first of all, and then I will see how I'm fixed for round files. I'll get right into the corner to make it nice and smooth.